I use ElevenLabs for every single video on this channel. I'm also an affiliate for it, which means I earn a commission if you sign up through my link. I'm telling you that upfront because what I'm about to say isn't a sales pitch. It's an honest breakdown of what the free plan actually gives you, where it falls short, what the paid plan adds, and based on my own experience, whether the upgrade is worth it, including the parts that are genuinely frustrating. The ElevenLabs free plan is more capable than most free tiers in the AI tools space. You get 10,000 credits per month. On paper, that sounds reasonable, but in practice, it's much more limiting than the number suggests, and I'll come back to that in a moment. You also get access to a significant library of pre-made voices, the core voice generation engine, and the ability to try different voices before settling on one. The quality on the free plan is the same underlying model. It's not a degraded version designed to push you toward paid. For someone who is testing whether AI voiceover is right for their workflow or producing content at low volume, the free plan is a genuinely useful starting point. I used it to produce the first few videos on this channel before upgrading. One thing worth noting, the free plan limits you to 3 projects in studio and doesn't include a commercial license, meaning if you're producing content that earns revenue, the free plan technically isn't the right fit. Commercial licensing starts with the starter plan. Here's the part ElevenLabs doesn't tell you prominently. The 10,000 credit limit isn't just counting your words, it's counting every formatting tag in your script. The break markers, emphasis tags, and pacing instructions that control how the voice delivers the audio all count toward the limit, even though they produce no audible output. My scripts run to around 1,500 words per video. You might assume that fits comfortably within 10,000 credits. It doesn't. My real credit usage per video sits anywhere between 30,000 and 70,000, and the reason for that gap goes beyond the formatting tags. The bigger factor is iteration. In my experience, the first generation of each sentence or paragraph rarely sounds exactly right. The pacing might be off, a word might be emphasized incorrectly, or the overall tone of a section doesn't land the way the script intended. That means going back in, adjusting the grammar or punctuation, and regenerating, sometimes multiple times per paragraph, and every regeneration consumes credits whether the output is usable or not. On the free plan, a single long-form video is simply not achievable. The 10,000 credit allowance might be enough for a short clip, a handful of social media pieces, or genuine experimentation, but if you're planning to produce a full video, you'll hit the ceiling well before you're done. I want to spend some time on this because most ElevenLabs reviews skip it entirely, and it's the part that actually matters if you're deciding whether to use the tool seriously. First, choosing the right voice takes longer than expected. The voice library is large, and the preview clips in the selection interface only give you a short sample, often not enough to know how a voice will sound across a full script. I went through a significant number of voices before settling on the one I use now, and that process took genuine time and patience. One thing that helped, rather than relying on the default preview clip, I'd paste in a paragraph from my own script and generate a sample before committing to a voice. Hearing how it handles your actual content, your sentence length, your punctuation style, your vocabulary, tells you far more than a generic preview ever will. If you're in a hurry to produce your first piece of content, budget extra time for this step regardless. Second, how much manual script editing you need to do varies dramatically depending on which voice you choose. The voice I use requires quite specific formatting to sound natural. I add manual break tags between paragraphs and shorter dash-based pauses within sentences to control the pacing. Without those, the delivery sounds rushed or runs sentences together in a way that doesn't sound right. Getting familiar with this takes time, and it's not something ElevenLabs tells you up front. Third, and this is the one that took the longest to learn, the number of pauses in a single paragraph or sentence has a significant effect on the overall tone. Too many dashes or break tags in one section, and the voice starts to sound stilted or changes register in a way that's difficult to predict and harder to fix. I've rewritten entire paragraphs not because the words were wrong, but because the pacing markers were causing the delivery to sound off. There's also the question of pronunciation. Some words, names, or phrases, particularly technical terms or proper nouns, don't get pronounced the way you'd expect. The workaround is usually phonetic spelling in the script or using punctuation to guide the delivery, but finding the right combination can require several attempts. It's a minor friction that becomes normal once you're used to it, but it's part of the honest picture. None of these are reasons to avoid ElevenLabs. They're reasons to go in with realistic expectations. Once you've learned the patterns for your chosen voice, the process becomes much more predictable, but the learning curve is real and it's worth acknowledging. I raise all of this not to discourage. The tool is genuinely impressive and I continue to use it every week, but because going in with accurate expectations means you won't quit on it the first time the output sounds off. That moment happens to everyone, and it's fixable with a script edit, not a tool change. ElevenLabs has 3 paid tiers, and it's worth being specific about what each one actually gives you. The starter plan at $6 per month gives you 30,000 credits and adds commercial licensing and instant voice cloning. For someone producing occasional short-form content, this is a meaningful step up from free. The creator plan is $22 per month, currently with a 50% discount on the first month, giving you 121,000 credits. It adds professional voice cloning and additional credits. Based on my real usage of 30,000 to 70,000 credits per video, this might cover 1 video per month at the lower end of usage, but won't stretch to a weekly publishing schedule once you factor in iteration and regeneration. The Pro plan at $99 per month gives 600,000 credits plus higher quality 192 kilobits per second audio output. At 1 video per week, 4 videos per month, my usage sits at up to 280,000 credits when accounting for the iterative process of getting each section to sound right. The Pro plan is what I'm on, and it gives enough headroom for a consistent weekly schedule without hitting a ceiling mid-month. The honest picture. The free plan is for testing. The starter plan suits occasional or low-volume content. The creator plan works for roughly 1 video per month at moderate complexity. If you're publishing weekly with the kind of iterative script editing I've described, the Pro plan is the realistic requirement, and at $99 per month, it's a meaningful ongoing cost to factor in before committing to this workflow. A viewer left a comment on one of the earlier videos suggesting Clarity Bubble as an alternative worth considering. I appreciated the suggestion and looked into it. Clarity Bubble is a newer AI voiceover tool with some interesting features. It's worth knowing it exists if you're comparing options. That said, having used ElevenLabs extensively across multiple videos and built a production workflow around a specific voice, switching tools at this stage isn't something I'm planning to do. The familiarity with how my chosen voice behaves and the time investment in learning its quirks has real value that doesn't transfer to a new tool. If you're just starting out and haven't committed to a tool yet, it's absolutely worth comparing both. But for someone already in a working workflow, the switching cost is higher than it might look from the outside. If you're still testing whether AI voiceover fits your content, which voice works for your style, and how much manual editing you're comfortable doing, stay on the free plan. Use the 10,000 credits to genuinely evaluate it before spending anything. If you're producing occasional content and you've found a voice you're happy with, the starter plan at $6 per month is a low-risk first upgrade. It adds commercial licensing and triples your credit allowance. If you're producing 1 video per month at moderate complexity, the creator plan at $22 per month is the next step. If you're publishing weekly with iterative editing as part of your process, go straight to Pro. The creator plan won't give you enough credits to sustain that schedule. If you're producing voiceovers as a service for clients, commercial licensing is non-negotiable, which rules out the free plan entirely. Start at starter and scale up based on volume. My link for ElevenLabs is in the description below, and as I said at the start, I do earn a commission if you sign up through it. I'd encourage you to start on the free plan first regardless. Get familiar with the tool, and upgrade when the volume justifies it rather than immediately. ElevenLabs is genuinely one of the tools that made this channel possible. It's also genuinely imperfect, and the learning curve is steeper than most reviews will tell you. both of those things are true at the same time. The honest summary: start free. Upgrade based on your actual usage, not on what sounds sufficient on paper, and whichever plan you're on, the learning curve around voice selection and script formatting is real, and it takes a few videos before the workflow feels natural. If you want to see what the output actually sounds like, you're listening to it right now. Make of that what you will. If this was useful, subscribe. I cover AI tools and online income every week, with the honest version of both. Link to ElevenLabs is in the description. I'll see you in the next one.